So yeah, I look 12 years old because my son demanded I shave my beard because he doesn't like that it scratches his face when we fight and try to kill each other.
Reasonable.
I always let my, minor children dictate how I look.
I mean, when it's something that I don't care about, sure. But he's 3 years old, so of course he thinks he's the boss of everything.
Well, at least you're reaffirming that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want him to grow up to be no pushover. I don't want to be no people pleaser like you and me.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, what about me?
About that. Do you please people? Do you?
Whoa! Where did that come from?
Where is Dr. Ben? God damn it! How are you guys doing? I will get into the small talk in the episode, but Tyler, I'm so sorry. Those last 2 weeks just flew by, and I didn't make time for anything. I was so busy with moving and life and everything. Just kind of
okay.
The next thing I knew, I was in Colorado.
I was dead to the world.
Why is that?
All the traveling and stuff.
Where you been?
I went to Italy, Dubai, and Japan.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Out of all of those, what was your favorite?
I went to Japan. It was my first time going to Kyoto, which was cool.
That's awesome. Have you been before? I take it to not Kyoto. I take it.
Yeah, I've been to Sapporo before.
Cool. I don't know where that is.
It's north.
Nicole and I are planning our next vacation, and it's basically a toss-up right now between Italy or Japan. And,
I've got good enough light right there. The light's not behind me. I'm good.
Was that you guys or us?
Nothing happened here.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Something's happening upstairs.
Yeah,
yeah. It's cool. I have a monitor where I used to have it vertical to chart and look at x-rays when I would take 4 hours of work home every night. And now that I have it horizontal, I can see all of you. Even when Dr. Ben gets here, you guys will have your own big framed faces that I can look at. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
You look great, Pat.
Thanks, man.
I know I sound sarcastic when I say that, but I actually mean it. You look good, man. How you been?
Thanks. I've been good. The plan has changed. We are going to be relocating to Arizona. We're going to buy a house in Arizona, not Georgia.
Why?
Because all of the families there. Tara's mom, sister, brother-in-law, nieces, nephews.
All of Sean is there?
Sean is Sean and Sonia, and then I don't know how
it's a
long
green screen.
Alex
God
is.
Damn it! I didn't
Alex
realize.
is what his background? You mean?
It took me a minute because I saw his water bottle phase into the green screen. I was like, why does he have such a nice recording studio? How do you afford these things, Doctor? So, God, I just feel dumb.
As I was saying, Alex's girlfriend's family lives in Arizona as well.
Okay, well, then you'll be even closer to us, so that's fine.
No, actually, we aren't. It is 11 hours and 15 minutes to drive from Mankato to your home. It is 12 and a half hours to drive to your home from Phoenix. Believe that or not, it's true. It's true.
No, I do believe it. Well,
we MapQuested it. It's crazy. I did shorter drive from Mankato to Colorado than.
Sounds wrong.
I know, but it's
of Colorado, so I guess it probably does check out. That's fucking nuts. Really? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You're not any farther than a 30-minute drive. That doesn't feel too bad.
Well, I mean, the flight from Phoenix to someplace close to where you live wouldn't be
Denver.
About 45 minutes. It would actually be. It's so weird just how there's no mountains in between you and I, whereas there's mountains between you in Phoenix. I mean, that's what it
that
comes
makes
down
sense.
to. That's what it comes
Just
down
a
to.
straight shot. It's
Yeah, it's
twisted
you're
quarters.
literally just going down 90 and then going south. So yeah,
Oh my god,
that's why it's such a short
that checks
trip.
out. Well, the plane ride isn't going to be any more than an hour and a half then.
No, I mean it's probably cheaper to fly out of what do you call it, Sky Harbor than it would be MSP.
What's up, Dr. Ben?
We can't see you, Dr. Penn. We can't hear you either.
Is this working on my computer or no?
Speak, Dr. Ben.
I heard something. It was your voice is very quiet. Yeah, but you're still quiet. Can I change your volume?
I have no clue on my computer how to adjust. Let's see. It's very different than Discord.
So I can change how I hear you, but it only affects.
I can hear every single lip smack and crunch ASMR to hell.
I can change how you sound to me, but it doesn't change the recording.
See, like I already have my output volume maxed.
Do you have a mic of any kind?
Yeah, on my computer the output volume is maxed, and there's no way to adjust like the settings further. It looks like.
Thinking of that, I'm gonna turn Tyler.
Okay.
Listen, it's okay if you're the loud one. It's fine.
It just means I'm going to talk louder. I will not be silenced.
Okay. I muted myself there for a second.
All right. I didn't have a topic other than.
So wait, am I actually louder now?
CEO
or no?
and everything around
The
that.
dead CEO that got gunned down and nobody gives a fuck.
That
That sounds like a great topic. That sounds like a great topic. I can speak freely about all of that.
You gotta be a little more measured.
Oh yeah, you gotta have actual empathy. You mean? Oh my gosh, we could go through. I could just pull up all of the memes that my wife has sent me so far about this, one after another. It's so bad.
It's basically insurance sucks part too. So, all right. But that's exactly what I was going to.
I feel like I definitely should not talk about that.
Because of the John Hopkins Fellowship. We already accepted. What's going to happen?
No, I mean just in general, like I feel like that is probably something that is more divided than when we talked about like the court case with Johnny Depp or other stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I thought
Yeah.
in my head, looking at everyone's reactions to it, I was like, I haven't seen this kind of solidarity since like 9/11, crossing political lines, what have you. Anyways, we can get into it in the episode, but we don't have to like deep dive into it and talk about, I don't know, morality and ethics of it. We can talk about why somebody would be compelled to do that and why insurance still sucks. But we don't have to talk about like the memes and jokes. Pat can. But I didn't really have a topic prepared because Ben Mishler had said, "Oh, the gang is back," and we had like 6 people. So I was like, "Okay, we could just talk about life and like what's new with people." But all right, anyways, we just get into it. What's the other thing that's going on? There was one other major thing.
The president putting crazy motherfuckers in positions of power.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's that.
Because when did we last record? March, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it was March, and I posted in April or something. So it's been about 6 months. No, God, we're in December. It's been 8 months. Time flies.
I'm very out of date with that because I feel like there's been a ton of memes for that too, and I don't know which ones are real. And so I just stopped looking into it because I'm like, I don't know, this could be true. I just don't want to know.
Is it called the Department of Doge? He probably would. All right.
The one that I know is definitely true that I just saw again sent to me today is that RFK Jr. today or like 2 days ago posted that he is banning Uncrustables and Pop-Tarts in the U.S.
Why?
Well, resident lounges are about to be sorely understocked.
No, my urgent care stock room. Damn it. All right.
What? Why?
No,
I don't. That's a gripping choice. How about?
He is very much against all
ultra processed
like
foods. Yeah.
processed things.
That's a weird specific target.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Uncrustables are literally just bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and they sell the things you can make your own Uncrustables now. It's literally on Amazon. Do they add it? Are there more chemicals
Maybe he's
in
just uncomfortable with geometric food.
there? Geometric.
Like waffles are next.
PB&Js need to be a square sandwich. This circular nonsense needs to come to an end.
I think that might have been some kind of an acute reaction to having a brain worm, but I could be wrong.
All right.
Okay, at least somebody found it funny. I've got all these doctors, and I'm trying to use some medical lingo, and you're like, "Yeah, okay, you're an idiot." All right, fine. I'm in the right place.
I mean, I didn't
I know
say
you didn't.
anything.
I just thought it. That's all. I just said it.
Exactly.
I just said it with my face and eyes. It's fine. Welcome back, everyone, to Overqualified Idiots. It's been 8 months since we last recorded. I know you've missed us, your favorite podcast ever, and we're back. We have returned. Don't look at me like that. We have returned with a gripping episode. The gang's all back. Because Lord knows there's been a lot going on in the last 8 months. If it's your first time tuning in, this is a podcast where doctors, lawyers, rocket scientists, our pharmacists are dead. They'll come back someday, I'm sure. All come together to share their perspectives and talk about a given topic. Yeah, we're all really highly trained and highly educated, but at the end of the day, we're a bunch of dumb guys. So I am Dan Casey, a sports medicine specialist, and joining me today is my brother, Pat Casey.
Well, hello there.
What's up, Pat?
Not much, man. Just another day in paradise.
In the great state of Minnesota.
Yeah, it's freaking cold, man.
Yeah. I'm in Colorado now, so like I can kind of not really relate.
Well, I'd hope not.
It's like 50 degrees out, and I'm thriving. This is my weather.
Yeah, 50 degrees is nice. It was 50 yesterday. Yeah.
Minus 15 is a different story.
Yeah, we're not there yet, thankfully, but not.
No, you will
soon.
be
Soon. Very soon.
Also joining us is Dr. Tyler.
Hey.
Hey. What's up? Hey.
What's up?
Palliative specialist and my good friend. Happy to have you here, dude. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. I honestly feel like a shit friend because I didn't talk to you at all before I moved to Colorado, and I like reached out to you, and then life happened, and now I'm in Colorado. How's Phoenix doing?
I still love you.
Oh, thank you. I was worried. I was insecure.
It's warmer. You're always insecure. That's not a new state of existence for you.
Shut up. Is it what, like 85 there now?
No, like maybe 60.
Oh, that's actually nice. Okay, all right. I have lost all touch with when I left. Oh God, when did I leave? It was literally like the end of September. I put off a bunch of yard work and outdoor stuff I had to do before moving, because moving's always a pain in the ass, especially when you're leaving a place you're renting. I'm a homeowner now, which is awesome. Homeownership's amazing. Thank you for the pity claps. But I put off yard work that I just had to do and get done until like the last night before we were going to move. It was still 90 degrees at like 7 p.m. when I was there. And I was like, sweating my balls off and having to pull weeds and cut trees and all this crap.
Why would you do yard work before you move? That's the next person's problem.
It's like technically something that was in our lease. I don't know. I could have hired somebody to do it. I put it off until it was my problem. Anyways, you bring up a good point. I probably did more than I needed to. whatever. Moving on. I just can't believe it's actually 60 degrees there, because it's maybe 50 here. Also joining us is Dr. Ben. I thought.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Okay, good. He didn't die.
I mean,
What's up,
my
man?
mic is lighting up. I can't answer more than that. What is going on otherwise? But I am here in spirit.
I hope
and
you
in
can
voice.
answer other things. It was a podcast, man. How's
Yeah.
you've got big news. You just got into fellowship.
Yeah, that just happened. That was very exciting. Huge anxiety relief is now over.
Clearly.
Okay, I do have more. I don't think that it has hit yet completely. That fellowship match happened.
Oh, okay.
And
You're still riding that like high cortisol.
yeah, I mean, it was a very emotional day. Like, I talked with my family on the phone, and of course, as families do, they cried quite a bit and were happy and talked about dead relatives that would be happy, which is the normal thing, I guess. But yeah, it's a very exciting time, and I am in my last 6 months of residency, and yeah.
Oh, that's gotta feel good, man.
What?
Well, it's like, I don't. Usually, when I share good news with my family, I guess maybe we're not a crying family. I don't know, Pat. Do we don't cry a lot? I think it's just that Irish, like,
No.
you take
Why-
any pain you
why
have
would
and you
you-
stow it away.
No,
Then
it's
it's
just
a happy
it's
occasion.
it's happy, and you get drunk or high or both. I mean, that's usually
or yes.
or yes. Yeah. I mean, celebrating death, life, all of it's usually, drinking or drugs. So yeah. No, not a lot of crying when it's a happy moment, but I mean, there are some people that
I guess some people are
that do that have that emotional reaction, especially something that's particularly dramatic in their lives, something that's life changing like that. Yeah, it's not unusual for folks to cry. So I'm not judging Ben, but I'll drink with
It's
you
not unusual to have
to
emotions,
celebrate. Oh, shut your mouth.
What are the,
Yeah, says
How does that work?
I got into the way he said it. Yes, I got into my fellowship like a robot, but then
Okay.
but I'm the unemotional one.
I'm pulling teeth trying to get him to talk about his big accomplishment. I'm just struggling over here, and he's like, yes, something good happened. I was pleased. I'm like, oh man, I could just fucking be happy. You're awesome. You did it.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations on your epic
Thank you.
achievement.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. No, it's a big deal, because when I got into my fellowship, did I ever talk about that? Like, how the circumstances around my fellowship, like getting into it? Because
Yeah. I thought
like-
you had.
I think I talked to you, Pat, but I don't think I
Well,
talked on
maybe
the
you didn't share it
recording.
on the podcast. No.
Yeah, no, because mine was a weird situation. So for people going through weird circumstances, it's not common. I got accepted, not first. I was not the initial acceptance of the first two fellows to our program, because it was 2 spots. I gotten rejected, and like 3 weeks went by, and then one of my colleagues, Matt, Dr. Tyler knows him, called me, and he was like, hey, listen, I don't know what happened, but one of the fellows dropped out, which never happens. This is like, you don't apply to a program unless you are planning to move there and live there. Like, that's your whole point of applying there. But something happened, they dropped out, and I reached out to the fellowship director, who I knew personally, and he was like, yeah, you were 3rd on the list, and this person just had it, and I want to offer you the position. So like, that never happens, and it happened to me. So like, I could appreciate the stress, the anxiety, and then I went through that initial like rejection phase, and then had the whole. It was funny too, because when he called me to offer me the position, I had the flu, so I was like on death's door, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so happy! Thank you for this. I know I don't sound it, but I am thrilled." And so, yeah, it was a weird moment for me, but I'm glad that you had the traditional, normal, like, you got in right where you wanted to.
I've never faced rejection, so I don't really identify with your story
Get
at all.
out! Get out! You are rejected from the podcast. How does it feel, Tyler? You're first? No. Okay.
Huh?
He's not leaving.
Oh, that was rejection? Oh,
He's like, oh, it doesn't feel as bad as I thought it would.
feels pretty good.
He's like, I just got an hour of time back. This is great.
Yeah, this is convenient. Why do
All right,
people
well,
avoid this?
Why do people fear this? This is great. I just have less responsibility now. Anybody got news? Small talk. Go. Ben shared something cool.
Yeah, the plan went from, getting a house in Georgia to getting a house in Arizona because just so much family is in Arizona.
I just left there, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
You're leaving?
Yeah. No,
The great
I'm not
city?
leaving.
Great state of Minnesota?
Minnesota and the great city of Mankato. No, I'm not leaving here for good. I'm buying a house in Arizona, so I can have a home close to family. But I'll still be living and working here in Minnesota. I just spend probably most of my weekends down in Arizona.
Big, rich lawyers.
Wait a second.
Can we call you a snowbird?
Yeah,
now?
no, I'm not. I'm not old enough yet. And a snowbird I might be eventually, but not yet. What's with that? Rich lawyers. You got a 2-doctor household. Don't tell me you got doctor money. I know what your house looks like.
We also have doctor debt. Hold on.
Oh yeah, well that'll be gone in not too distant future. Stop.
15 years. It's fine.
I had mine paid off at 40 as well. So
45. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, I was gonna say, Tyler, do you have debt? I mean, it's a personal question. You don't have to answer. Do you have a projection?
Like
of when
school debt or
all of the above? I mean, if you have a mortgage,
mafia debt?
No. He's worried for his kneecaps.
Yeah, I've got a ton of loans from med school.
I don't think the Department of Education is going to come for your kneecaps, but I'm not really sure. Payments are still on hold until 2025 for now, or like October of 2025 is when they restart, but I'm just paying them because I have to. Well, right now, they're still accruing interest.
Yeah, if you were on the SAVE program, they got cut off like last April or May or so, and it got put on a hold. But it almost doesn't matter because if it does come back, you'll be able to do backlogged payments either way, or if it doesn't come back and we get some other weird thing with the next administration, you'll still be able to backlog any of the time for what the payment should have been, even if you weren't making them right then, is what they're saying, if you're doing PSLF.
Exactly. The administrative forbearance from COVID expired either last year or beginning of this year. So like interest and payments were expected, but then it got put on hold again until October of next year. So no, you don't have to make payments, but your loans are still accruing interest now. So yeah.
Interest I'm not going to pay, so.
Do you work, you technically work for a nonprofit? Mm-hmm. By definition? Oh, okay. So you're just going to get forgiveness 10 years down the road or however many years now. Because technically our residency was a nonprofit. I don't know if your fellowship was.
And fellowship counts too.
All right, well, you're just set. Goddamn. You're like, I don't gotta pay shit. That's nice. All right, well, you don't have to worry about it in addition to not worrying about it for another year. So,
nice.
Cool. All right, Pat, so you're gonna buy another house. Are you to buy it in Phoenix?
Actually, we're gonna look more towards northern Arizona, like Camp Verde, Cave Creek, Carefree, or even Sedona. The houses aren't that much more expensive in Sedona than, say, Camp Verde. So
I was going to say, it just feels like houses are expensive everywhere. We got incredibly lucky with our house. Drama aside, I think the couple who was selling it was like getting divorced or something because they were like, all right, we're ready to sell it. Okay, we're going to do this offer. And we're like, this is exactly where we want to live. This is the size of house we want. And it's close enough to our work. It's reasonable. I'm not driving an hour to work every day. It's amazing. I drive 15 minutes. I have so much time now. So much time for activities.
And spirit fingers too. That you can't. If you're listening to this, you couldn't see the spirit fingers that he started throwing up.
We're posting the video now.
Oh, we are.
I'm just kidding.
Well, then I should drop. I was going to say
I did not consent.
That was. I would have dressed differently, I think.
I just wanted to see the panic in your eyes for a minute. You're like, "What are you doing, Dan?" Okay, I'm cutting the mic right now. No.
So since we have no topic, right? No, go ahead.
The title of this episode is "The Gang's All Back," so we can talk about whatever we want. There's a handful of really big topics in the news from the last week, and I thought 3 doctors could shed light on it, but I also think that Patrick's probably going to be spearheading any part of that conversation.
So all jokes aside, it's really fucked up to see so many people on the internet celebrating murder regarding this UHC CEO. No one here is the judge of who deserves to live or die. That's the job of the AI algorithm the insurance company designed to maximize profits on your health. And that's how I chose to start this episode out.
Fuck, I was like, where's he going with this? What is he gonna do?
He went guns blazing. You know that like meme of like Frank from It's Always Sunny, and he just started blasting.
And I just started
That was
blasting.
literally Pat,
Patrick
just right
held
there.
Nothing back. Yeah,
No.
That was beautiful.
90% of claims incorrectly denied, like by that AI. 90% error rate on claims that should have been paid that weren't. So it really was an AI designed to maximize profits. So no, we don't condone murder. We don't condone violence. But I also hope I don't live my life in a way that if I get gunned down in public, that the majority of the population is like, yeah, I get it. No, we don't celebrate murder or death, and I would love to think that we could affect change another way, but damn, 32% denial, leading all markets in denial rates. It's not exactly like any one of us physicians here have not dealt. I mean, how many stories can each three of us talk about getting an envelope about an inpatient stay not being covered because of blah, 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 and it should have been OBS. And it's like, why is a bureaucrat with a GED in a cubicle somewhere telling me how to practice medicine? I don't know. I guess maybe rather than focusing on the CEO, we're going to focus on the American healthcare system and the culture and the climate of it all. I know. It's a big topic. That's okay, Tyler. You're ready. I believe in you. You're ready for this. Want you guys, maybe this will be a good angle to do. Can you share some stories where care was denied and there was a negative outcome for a patient that you guys can recall? I know I'm putting you on the spot, so I'll give you time. The power of editing, the magic of editing will make it not so difficult. But I can absolutely start. This is one that just comes to mind because this happened, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months ago. I ordered an MRI for a gymnast of her lumbar spine. She was coming in with nonspecific back pain, pain worse with extension. She had gone through like 6 weeks of physical therapy and was just not getting better. Her x-ray was perfectly fine, so I ordered an MRI. Denied by insurance. I forget what organization, and anyways, I don't even know if I'd throw them under the bus. It would be nice if it was UHC, but hey, keeping on topic. I did a peer-to-peer, and I love and hate peer-to-peers. I don't know if you guys have that relationship with them, but I do. I love fighting what I think is the good fight. I just hate allocating 20 to 30 minutes of my time to something that shouldn't have been a question to begin with. I think the person who I did the peer-to-peer, for those who don't know what a peer-to-peer is, it's basically where one doctor who had filed a claim or basically had ordered something, a medication, an imaging, something, and then a doctor from the insurance company, or I should say a medical provider from the insurance company, basically have a discussion of, is this medically indicated? What have we not tried? What could we try instead? Is this really the standard of care? So this medical provider who worked in obstetrics and gynecology for 3 years was wondering why I wanted an MRI of the lumbar spine. And I told her she's a gymnast. I'm worried about a spondy, which is basically a stress reaction in the back from hyperextension mechanisms, blah, blah, blah. This is something I need to know. Is this something where we just need to rest her for 3 months or 2 months? Or do we need to rehab this? Do I say stop? Do I say go? Do I have her talk to a surgeon? I don't know because I don't have the MRI in front of me. This discussion went on for 30 minutes of like, has she tried acupuncture? I'm like, no, your guidelines that you guys came up with said she has to do 6 weeks of PT, which I agreed with, and she did. So now she needs the MRI because it changes the plan. It changes the course of her care. Oh, has she tried massage? It's the same. This is the same question. So I get really frustrated, really irritated doing these things that are unnecessary and having these discussions. Did you guys have any questions? Any stories?
I feel like mine are sad.
Yeah, yours are really sad.
I have a handful of patients that, especially young patients that are working, that, or either they got their cancer diagnosis and they're starting treatment, and insurance companies will hold off on the authorization of chemotherapy or radiation therapy, or stop mid-cycle, stop approving it, and need to go through a prior auth again. And so I have patients that are off their cancer treatment for months at a time through no fault of their own, while their disease worsens and spreads, waiting for the insurance company to agree to pay for their chemotherapy again.
Jesus, that's terrible.
And so it's like referencing the events in the news. I, of course, don't advocate for vigilante justice and murder, and I can understand why there's so much anger and disenfranchisement when people are looking at the medical insurance industry here in the US, that there's not a lot of compassion and empathy for people in the worst days of their life. It sucks.
I mean, let's call it what it is, right? This is people profiteering off of other people's pain, suffering, and ultimately death. Like, time is tissue with cancer. Like, every single thing from staging to grading to early initiation of treatment has better outcomes, and any kind of delay in that just has worse outcomes, right? You can speak to that better than I ever could. Oh, that's just terrible. Because I was thinking about it in my line of work, it just like people just suffer for longer. Very rarely do I ever have anything that's potentially life-threatening. But that in palliative care, that's all you do every day.
Yeah. I guess on a funnier note, there's a experimental procedure that I do called scrambler therapy that Dr. Ben will have a chance to learn about in fellowship too, if he wants to.
Tell me a little bit about it. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah. It's like a electroanalgesia. It's a neuromodulation technology. So it just kind of uses electrical stimuli to change how the brain interprets pain signals from the body. Really just kind of condensing it down to that. It's different than a TENS unit, but works along similar ideas. It's experimental. It's not covered by insurance, Medicare or private. So it's usually an out-of-pocket cost. And so sometimes patients want me to try to submit it to their insurance anyway, even when I tell them that it's not covered by insurance. And I'll do it if a patient asks me to, because it's a reasonable ask. You pay your insurance dues, you might as well try. And so I ended up getting stuck with
a rational line of thought.
Who would have thought? And I ended up getting stuck in a peer-to-peer. I don't remember the specialty of the physician I spoke with. I'll give him credit. He saved me a lot of time. He said just at the out front, I don't know anything about this. You know a lot more than I do. I don't know what the indications would be. I don't know anything about this. And I just know that the policy says that it's not covered. So we're not going to approve it.
Oh, joy, Jesus.
It's
straight to the point.
Do you want me to send you any publications or anything? And he's like, no, we're not gonna cover it. And I said, all right, well, have a good Wednesday.
Just a hired goon in the insurance industry. That's great. Well, if we ever, something catastrophic happens to any of us, we always have that as a fallback and work for the man. But God, that's I don't want to learn anything about this. The policy says no, so I say no. Great. Cool, man. I was glad you got into medicine for the right reasons. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I feel like I met those people in med school, and not many of them, fortunately, but I always wondered where they went. And now I think like I have a better idea. Pat, what's your take on some of this?
Well, I mean, it's been going on for my entire lifetime, so it's not, I don't know. I just have been fortunate myself personally, because the doctors that I have had will go through all the prior auth processes, and then if I, so I haven't ever been personally denied care, nor do I know anyone other than, well, I mean, recently our brother got denied care, but that's another question for another day. His at least wasn't life-threatening, I don't believe. So
I fucking hope not.
Yeah, we'll I suppose we'll find out someday.
Recently?
Of course.
Okay,
I talked to our brother. I talk to our brother like on a daily basis. So
I talked to him last night, just checking.
Okay. Yep, he's still breathing.
Good. Good.
I saw him over Thanksgiving too.
Cool.
Anyways, so on
Was it
this
in
note,
Arizona?
yeah, that was in Arizona when I was there. I told you I was going to come before you decided to move to Colorado, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. No, I just think that I do have a struggle here with this whole entire concept that people are just sitting behind a computer, just saying yes and no, that are, that are so detached from the situation. And then we wonder why an entire society is detached from the death of one person who's been in charge of like the most lethal insurance company that exists in our country. I think that's the problem. I think it's something I've been saying a lot in my practice lately is it's really hard to say no to me when I'm right in front of you. You know what I mean? I'm far more effective in my practice when attorneys are standing in front of me, listening to my arguments, and that it's less likely that I get a no than a yes after some discussions. But if it's on the phone or through an email, it's a lot easier to say no to somebody. So that detached process, I mean, I think that could change.
Do you think it's just humanizing, and that's why a lot
It's
of
so
companies push away from it?
dehumanizing.
Yeah.
It is so dehumanizing to just have, statistics on a computer screen that you feed into just basically a computer program that tells you the answer to your question. And it's going to get worse. The more AI is involved in the process, it's going to get worse, not better. As far as they're just a number on a computer screen. You know, we've always found that smaller societies, smaller classrooms, smaller, more personal experiences, direct contact with a professor or teacher or things of that nature, have better outcomes. So why wouldn't it be any different than, medical or insurance related outcomes? So yeah, that's always going to be a problem because there's such a dehumanizing approach to the determination in that process.
It's funny you brought that up. There was you remember that really bad hailstorm that hit Arizona? Gosh, I want to say it was in the 2000s, but basically, mom and dad's house, everything was wrecked, and it was a whole
Oh yeah, I
citywide
remember.
thing. And like literally, roofing companies popped up overnight. But we had an assigned insurance agent to us, our family, and our policy, who came out really like Southern. I think they were Texan. It was like a husband and wife team who came out and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to fix this. This garage door needs to be replaced. This roof needs replaced. That window has a small chip that needs to be replaced." And it was a very pleasantly surprising process. Well, apparently a year after that, that company did away with that, and then we never had anyone assigned to us. It was just completely random, and it was a voice over the phone. And I think that process, companies and the higher ups, the executive suites, the people who ever make those decisions, see that humanization, that very human process, and that like, okay, you're a person, you give us money to take care of you when things go wrong. All right, now's the time. It's our turn to pony up. And they did away with that human side of it because it doesn't maximize profits. So
Right.
that's the problem of, well, I mean, that's a big question, right? Profit driven healthcare or healthcare industry basically presented as a business is doomed to fail every single time. That's my take. That's a political take, but whatever. I think we see firsthand everyone's experience with the healthcare system being such a negative one that it's hard not to be. You're already removed from the CEO. Did anyone know Brian Thompson's name before last week? Did anyone know
I
who
didn't
he
know
was?
his name. I didn't know his name until you just said it. So
Yeah, we just know him as the CEO who got shot.
he's the CEO from UHC that got gunned down in New York. Yep.
Yeah, he's not like the CEO of United Health Group. There's basically a subsidiary. It gets kind of complicated, but he's like one cog in the bigger cog of bigger machine. But not to get too derailed. The point is like when we keep treating people like numbers or names on paper instead of like people, and I don't think the healthcare industry probably is one of the singular not areas that should be the case. Because there are lives, Anyways, I'm getting on my soapbox. Ben, I didn't get to you. I don't know if you had a take on this or if you had a story you wanted to share.
I mean, I feel like a lot of my stories with inpatient or outpatient are just, I think the most frustrating thing from my side, and that I think anyone else can already speak to, is just when things get auto rejected, and then I take 30 minutes to 2 hours out of my day to try and talk with an actual human being getting sent from one person to another. And then when I finally get to talk to someone, it is a 3 to 5 minute conversation where they finally reviewed my notes and said, yep, they're approved. And I think that's just been the most frustrating thing is you go through all of this process, all of these due diligences, and it just took a matter of someone actually reading something and looking into it. So I think there's just always a lot of frustration that I've had during residency with that and trying to do what's best for my patients. But I will say, I think during this entire process, the one thing that I think was so drastic, and I think it was alluded to a little bit ago, is just the voice of people. And in the one area where there was a dramatic change in the last few days, which a number of big medical influencers, for example, like Lakamaflocken had 2 videos this past week, where there was a release, I think almost the next day after this event, where Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield had said that they were not going to insure like certain surgeries or cases with anesthesia if it went over an extended period. And when it was looked into, there were preset like determinations that they were discussing for XYZ surgeries, how long they should take. And then after that set point, then they wouldn't cover for the anesthesia. Well, there was so much backlash and so many people
I heard someone got
that
shot.
took to platforms where they have now foregone and they will not actually proceed with this policy change, which to begin with was already crazy that an insurance company and a program were going to determine what is covered or not and how long a surgery should last. But the fact that there was this positive change for something that needed to happen is one thing that I will say that people's voices actually came together and saw an immediate change for the betterment and continued, betterment for people.
Yeah, I don't figure America uses gun violence to solve its medical problems, but I don't understand.
That's a meme right there.
Yeah, I know. As far as why did it have to get to this point? Why is everyone surprised that this is people's reaction when family members are dying, when people are not cared for, where care is delayed? I mean, what did he put on the bullet casings? Deny, delay, depose, which is just based off that popular book, Deny, Delay, and I forget what the other one was. It wasn't depose. It's a different word, but there's a very, very popular book that just presents the insider perspective of why healthcare companies do this on purpose for the sake of delaying care, maximizing profits. I don't have to pay for your cancer treatment if you're dead in 3 more months. And somehow this guy this Brian Thompson getting shot in the street is supposed to elicit some kind of emotional response from the general public. Like as physicians, we're meant to be these mystics of stoicism. And I feel like I can empathize with the majority of the population when I'm just as frustrated fighting this fight every damn day. I can't get my patients care. I can't do the things for them that I want to. And then somebody took it into their own hands. Why is anyone surprised that happened? To address the point you're bringing up, Ben, now I've heard that basically everything's getting approved. And now insurance companies are reversing terrible decisions that an administrator or an executive should decide how long your surgeon should take in the OR. We've all been in. Well, Pat, you're the patient here. You're the only one who's not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel if you had someone in a C-suite telling you how long your surgeon and anesthesiologist had to do your procedure?
I would probably tell them to go fuck themselves. That these are the people that know better than the asshole pencil pusher who's trying to tell them how to do their jobs, and let them do their jobs and make sure I don't die. Because if I get a negative outcome from your choice on how they're to provide care, you're going to be as culpable or as liable as they would be. So,
I mean, you would think.
But that would be my response, but, not the normal response of other humans. So that's a problem, is that most folks just take it and just accept it and move on. Like they're powerless in their approach. That's the way that they unfortunately perceive, at least here in the Midwest, where everybody's, passive aggressive nice. So
Isn't that called Minnesota nice? I think.
Yeah, that's that's a term of art, but it permeates throughout the Midwest. It's not just confined to Minnesota.
It's not just Mankato.
Not just Mankato. No.
I don't know. I just the memes are hilarious. I don't want to celebrate somebody's death, but I do empathize with where people are at mentally and emotionally with the American healthcare system. And I just hope when you see tragedies, when you see death, when you see what's the difference? Like a family loses a loved one because of cancer, but we have media outlets 24/7 telling us to look for this person and that there's a deranged killer on the loose. I'm like, I don't think he's a deranged killer. I think he did what he set out to do. I think he's done now. I don't know. Well, who knows where he is? They can't find him. The NYPD keeps talking about how good he is and he's the best they've ever seen. So that's the part I can't really understand either, is like, how does someone get gunned down in New York City and then no one finds him? That's crazy to me.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Well, how does no one find him when the entire force and then some is looking? They close down the bridges. If you and I got shot in Central Park, you think they're closing down the bridges for us? And that's the line.
Me for a couple of days.
That's the line. It's the elite. It's the aristocracy. One of theirs, And I don't like painting it as a us versus them, but
it is. It's the justice.
Much...
The justice in our country is largely based on how either loud you are with the prosecutor's office or how much money you have in your pocket. So the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's the way it is. I mean, and it's sad that that's the case too. And I think that's the crossover. So yeah, this is somebody of importance, and my boss is going to be upset with me if I don't do everything exactly the way that we're supposed to. So they mobilized and they can't find this guy. I mean, New York City cops, that's a lot of personnel to be operating there and not being able to find someone. It smacks to me of someone who's more of the professional ilk. I mean, he was staying in a hostel with a couple of people that who knows whether he gave them a real name or not. And, how long did this person plan to do it? What's their motive? I mean, none of that information is out in the public eye at this point, which is surprising to, be on the lookout for this person. It's like nothing. Like we have nothing. I've never seen an investigation go where we have absolutely nothing from the law enforcement agency about the suspect. Not just a really crappy, grainy photo from like a bank or something,
Starbucks.
Was it Starbucks? Oh, okay. He was flirting with the barista, and they got a half of his face, and New York City's got to be is like this recognition software everywhere. So I don't know. What were you going to say, Tyler? I'm sorry.
I think I saw something about they found his backpack.
Oh yeah, they did.
It was full. It was full of Monopoly money and no gun.
Oh my god! Yep. Oh my god! What? It was full of Monopoly money. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Joker. I think you're mixing up your Batman villains.
No, I was thinking of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in terms of
the Riddler.
Not really the route I was going. The thoughts and copays, the premiums and prayers. I get the attitude, and it's just one of those things where, like, he has. You talk about motive, Pat. It's like, okay, I would like you to find anyone who has a UHC policy, and just try to find the number of people who do have a motive or don't, based off their medical care and denials. 32% denial rate, leading the market. I think there are several numbers I want to throw out here. 123 people die a day in America due to delay of care. An estimated 7.6 million people have died because of UHC in relation to delay of care in the last 30 years. I mean, look at what CEOs are safe, right? Look, I'm pretty sure Costco's safe. That one guy who threatens to kill.
I love Costco.
The guy
Love
who threatens to
Costco.
As long
kill
as they
his
keep the
stockholders.
$1.50 hot dog.
He becomes like physically violent.
Exactly.
And suggests raising the
I
price.
feel like there's like multiple posts about that hot dog, though, by the way, where like I think the company has tried to increase it and the CEO has vehemently refused to do anything.
Oh yeah,
with
there's
that.
like multiple memes about how he's like, if you raise the price of the hot dog, I will kill you. Like speaking to his board of directors. And then there's like the Arizona Tea CEO. He's like, we've paid off all our debts. We make enough. The cannon is $1, and that's all it's going to be. And it's like, okay, well, those two are safe. All right, they're fine. So I don't think
Well,
he's going
McDonald's
after them.
did say they are bringing the snack wrap or whatever that thing was, the breakfast wrap that used to be a thing like a few days ago.
I saw a post. Chipotle is raising their prices again, like 2% or 5%. I don't remember what number. And the comment section is just absolutely egregious. So people are like, and who is their CEO? Where is their CEO?
Oh,
all,
no.
all the corporations
Oh,
are trying to
no.
please the masses.
Yeah.
Release the McRib early.
Release the McRib. Unleash the McRib.
Yeah,
Oh.
talk about colon cancer. Jeez.
Yes.
Nobody should eat that.
Talk about processed foods and problems with them.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, I feel like I haven't I don't know if you had any tidbits to add or stories, or if you're nervous to whose velociraptors? Patrick?
Are you the only one with dogs?
Oh, okay. Okay. Never mind. Anyways, but yeah, Dr. Ben, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to add. I feel like I haven't given you the spotlight much, maybe out of fear.
No, I mean, I think everyone's already kind of just talked about it. I think it's just everyone has a story. I mean, I don't know. I have 3 from the last week even. So that's where it's never ending. And I think a change needs to happen. And I think people actually voicing their opinions recently, hoping it is a drastic change or momentum for showing how powerful individuals' voices are. And my voice is going away right now.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I think there is going to be change. What it looks like and what it ends up being is probably going to to be determined. I feel like the one thing I want to leave on like a positive note, I guess, is like what as we as healthcare professionals and you, Patrick, a professional but also a patient, what do you think we can do? What do you think we as a medical community can do to affect positive change? I mean, I feel pretty powerless 99% of the time because I'm either inundated with work or everything is so far removed from my reach and my authority that I don't know what I can do. I fight the good fight when I can, and I love doing it, but there's only so many hours in the day.
Well, how much do your own employers limit your ability to fight that good fight? I mean, I think that's probably a question that you don't have to answer. It's kind of a rhetorical one, but I would say that that the larger providers probably are not going to be encouraging doctors to push back as much. That's just my supposition. I don't have a whole lot of data to back that up, but it's a whole systematic problem. You can't profit off of people's lives. That's the whole premise of that idea that companies are profiting off of other human beings, and so unless that changes, I don't know what you can do other than continuing to fight as hard as you can, especially in the more challenging cases. And I swear I remember Ben telling us a very heart-wrenching story before in a previous health, InsureCo episode. So I'm sure there are plenty on a day in, day out basis for all of you. And you're not alone by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know, talk to your colleagues, try to affect change in the place that's closest to you. That would be my thoughts on it. So, I mean, because we have an ability to make changes, and I don't believe that you can't take on City Hall. Do it all the time myself. But if you can't keep getting back up after the train runs you over. That's the best advice I can give or thoughts that I can have on it, because I just keep getting back up and dusting myself off and bashing my head against that wall. and it's no different for you guys. But yeah, I mean, talking to your colleagues, trying to, have a system to deal with these calls, talk about other support staff that could be hired to take on that responsibility, take it out of the doctor's hands and put it into someone who understands the insurance process, but maybe doesn't have the MD to back it up. I don't know. There's something there as far as from a provider standpoint that could be somewhat effective to deal with this problem. But the real issue is you have a system that's built on profiting off of the death of other humans.
Any thoughts, Dr. Tyler?
Yeah, I also feel powerless, so I'm just gonna keep fighting the fight. I like to passive aggressively send research publications alongside my progress notes when I fight a denial.
I love that. I absolutely
Are they gonna
love
read it?
it.
They're not gonna read it, but just the fact that I get to feel pretentious as I do it. No,
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna send a stack of paper letting you know that you're an idiot. And you can keep being an idiot, but at least we both know.
When in doubt, leave a paper trail.
It's a whole other episode issue, but the fact of the matter is physicians have one of the weakest and least effective lobby groups representing us of any industry. And there's been discussions about that a lot over the past few years, especially coming out of the COVID pandemic. And so there needs to be effective change at that level, or we need new representation because whether people realize it or not, our top 5 priorities aren't really about money. It's about our patients' care and our ability to provide that care. So
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Ramon and PJ, as our pharmacists, would probably be the only ones who could contest they have worse lobbyists than we do.
Mhm.
Poor pharmacists, they're always getting yelled at. They never get a break. Dr. Ben, any closing thoughts that you had, or is your voice still gone?
Voice is still, it's better now.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I think
He's scared.
the thing that I constantly find myself in my training phase that I need to do and that I try and advocate for other individuals in my position is, while understanding to some degree you are kind of powerless against the forces that are working against you, I think taking proactive approaches to like voice or vent about these things with colleagues or see, or find a more proactive approach and see like in what ways other people have had success stories actually by reaching out to groups on behalf of their patients. That and just, I don't know, just trying to find positives through some of the negatives, unfortunately, that are impacting both our profession and our patients at large and, our loved ones too. I think I find myself that I need to be grounded because I think it's so easy to be bogged down by the multitude of other issues that can arise during your training. And then when you try and do your job and you think you're doing a good job at it and you're utilizing empirical evidence in medicine, and yet you're still having these barriers, sometimes it feels like you can get pretty dogged down and you feel like kind of what's the point? But there is a greater purpose still to the work that you're doing. And I think by being cognizant kind of these things and with your own powers, I think that has been a healthy approach for me and that I try and relay to other people is that as long as you are going through the correct channels, you're doing the correct things and you're fighting for people that patients and your loved ones, I think at the end of the day, that's all you can really do. You have to be able to protect yourself and protect the others.
Well said. I think you all brought up really good points. Dr. Tyler, I think I liked particularly what you said as far as like our leadership. I really hope sees what's happening and steps up, and whether it's lobbying, I think the most effective change is going to be top down. It's going to be some type of regulation or enforcement because insurance companies have run rampant and more so in the last 30 years. I mean, we had Cigna insurance for years, and my goodness, did our family personally suffer? And I feel like I only see things getting worse. So I'm hoping that our leadership steps up and does something, and I'm just going to continue to do what I do. and try to take care of the people that walk in my door. Thank you guys for being here. I was hoping this episode would be a little funnier, but I think that because it's still such a serious topic, we, to some degree have to keep ourselves in check, because we are basically the only people standing up for the majority of the population. And we are the people fighting these fights every day to fight insurance companies. Not with bullets, preferably not, but on a policy. Don't give that look. But preferably in a way that affects change without causing harm, because too much harm has already been caused. No? If anybody had any other closing thoughts, I'd wrap this up. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Hope you learned something. Hope you kind of understand our perspectives on the matter. And you follow on us on all podcast platforms, social media. Reach out to us, leave comments, leave questions, episodes you want to hear about. Everybody ranted and raved about the Q&A episode, so we'll be doing another one of those soon. But in the meantime, take care and keep fighting the good fight.
Happy holidays.